Hi, I'm Paige. Welcome to the Daily Yoga Connection. This week we will continue with our focus on our community, our Sangha. Recently I've been thinking a lot about Melissa's teachings on why it's important to have a community. Last week, Nikki helped me to dive deeper into this, and I'd like for us to continue on that journey together this week. Melissa has pointed out several reasons why it's important to have a community, why in fact it's critical to have a community in sustaining our yoga and meditation practices. The most obvious reason, I think, is that we give each other support. Members who've been here for a while can help newer members to learn how to navigate the site, uncover hidden gems, etc. Did you know that there are even special places for that here in the community? If you haven't checked them out, take a look at one-on-one yoga buddies in the meetup section and ask an advocate in the help section. I'll put links to them below. And in every section of the community, we share resources, ideas, and experiences. Our practice becomes richer, both for the person doing the sharing and for all of us who are benefiting from this sharing. Also, you new members have a very important role to play in this. You new members bring beginner's mind to our community, even if you've been practicing yoga for many, many years. If you're new here, then you bring your own fresh and unique perspective, and we grow from that. Recently, two things have been really helpful to me that new members have brought. One of them was something fairly simple. A new member mentioned something about keeping a yoga journal, and that inspired me and got me kind of digging around in areas of the community that I hadn't looked at for a very long time. And then another thing that's been happening is that newer members have been talking a lot about their physical practice, like what's happening in their asana. And for me, as someone who gets really stuck in my head, even in somatic, I can make somatic meditation about being stuck in my head. That kind of focus of bringing me back into, yes, the practice of yoga gets me out of my head and into my body, which is where the real information comes for me. Another thing that Melissa points to is the power that comes from practicing together. And I'll be honest, for a long time, I just didn't get this. Now, honestly, I think I was afraid. But at any rate, I didn't believe that I would be able to go that deep in connecting online in this way. And there were many occasions when my practice was a real struggle for me to maintain. Well, I was wrong. And even in the past several weeks, my connection here on the DYC seems to be deepening. I feel myself opening up further here in the Daily Yoga Connection, and then I see that mirrored in my practice. My practice opens, I open here, my practice opens. It's a real symbiotic relationship. And you guys keep it real for me here. When I was trying to go it alone, even doing the classes here, but going it alone in terms of my practice, if things weren't all rainbows and unicorns and moving ahead really, really smoothly, I would believe that I would start telling myself stories about my spiritual practice, that I was only imagining the good parts, or that the practice was beneficial. These days, even if my practice is difficult, even if there are times when I don't want to go there or I don't want to do that, I have you here as examples, and even to let me know, yeah, we've seen this in you, Paige, and this practice really is everything you think it is. I'm just, over and over, I realize that what's happening here is so much greater. We are so much greater than the sum of our parts. We are exponential. The other thing I'm looking at is this question that Nikki really brought up, that Melissa's talked about, of us being mirrors for each other. And I'm looking at that in all parts of my life. It's really important. So what does it mean when I look at someone here in the community and I think, man, I wish I could be more like her? Well, Melissa says that that's really a mirror to show me parts of myself that I'm not seeing, that I'm not attending to. And then I'm looking at something else, both in my life, where it happens more frequently, but even in the community where it happens less frequently, but where it does happen, where something happens or I don't click with something or someone or something that somebody says. In the past, I've written that up to, oh, well, there must be something wrong with me, or that's a fluke, or I didn't understand it. I didn't really look deeply at what the mirror was showing me. And when Melissa talks about showing us the shadow side, I just recently realized, like this week, the shadow doesn't mean the bad side or the negative side. The shadow is the part that's hidden from me, the part that if I open up to it, I have things to learn about myself, about my own true nature. I'm grateful for these things. Our community is a stream. We are in constant motion, we are ever changing, and like a river, we are able to serve the needs of all of our community members. This week, as we practice together, think about what you're receiving from our Sangha. Perhaps reflect on what you have received in the past. And here's a bit of a challenge. Consider what you'd like to receive. My experience has been that as soon as I'm ready to receive, our community is here to offer. Jackie is our guardian this week. She will hold space for us in her very open and nurturing way. Thank you, Jackie. I look forward to practicing with you all, and I will see you on the forum. Namaste.